Class C. Well, we are broadcasting live today from the Mississippi Trade Mart, where the Mississippi Economic Council is hosting its annual Capital Day event. And with us in studio is the CEO of MEC, Scott Waller. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Good to see you, Lucien.
Well, thank you for being here with us. I know it's a busy morning at the Trade Mart as you get ready for Capital Day. You want to tell us a little bit about what Capital Day is and why it's important?
Sure. Capital Day is really something that MEC started probably about 20 years ago, and it really was designed to capitalize on the first week of the legislative session, which we have been able to always have it on the first Thursday of the session, except during COVID. It was the only time we had to move that. And, you know, it really is an opportunity. Everybody's still excited about the session. The first week, it's, hey, everybody's back. This is fun. You know, now, into March, we may have a different
right. This is before everybody's mad at each other.
Before everybody's mad at each other. But it's great, and it's a good opportunity. But what I'm most excited about, the way we always did this, we had a morning session off-site. We would go to the Capitol for briefings and then come back for reception. We weren't able to do that for the last 2 years. So to be able to go back to the Capitol this year and hear from legislative leaders while we're at the Capitol, let our attendees and members from across the state have the opportunity to, go to the Capitol. In some cases, it's the only time they ever get to go, and in some cases, I've had people tell it's the first time I've ever been to the Capitol. And it just is a chance for them to do that. But we're really excited about our morning session this year. We've changed it up just a little bit. And if you think about how we've structured our morning session is, think about College Game Day. And Kathy Northern, who you're going to talk to in a little while, kind of came up with that idea. I said, I want to make the stage look different and make it look kind of like a game day scenario. I said, that sounds great. And I got thinking about it. I said, well, why don't we just do that? Why don't we just make it a full hour of back and forth conversations instead of speeches? And hopefully doing that will make the audience be a little bit more engaged, give them an opportunity to kind of hear some things from a different perspective than if somebody was just up giving a speech. And so we're going to kick it off after our welcome this morning with Martin Williams, who is our chair, and I. Our first guest is going to be the governor. And we're just going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about what's going on in the state and how things are shaping up for us to really capitalize on some of the wins that we saw last year and some of the things that we've been doing over the last few years that really are setting us up to have some successes, such as the Steel Dynamics announcement that was done, I guess, back in early November. So, I mean, we've got a lot of really good things happening. So this is just a chance to do that. But again, the whole day is really kind of centered around how do we take that momentum into a legislative session to see what it is we need to do to help make our state even more competitive.
So tell us a little bit, and I know most of our listeners are intimately familiar with MEC, but just so people understand, what exactly is MEC? What's your mission? I mean, who are the members?
Right. We are the State Chamber of Commerce. We are a private, not-for-profit organization. Sometimes the name Mississippi Economic Council lends itself to people thinking, oh, you're a state agency, but that's not what we are. We are a private 501c6 organization. We do have a couple foundations that we oversee as part of our organization, focused on education and research. But the idea is we're funded solely by businesses from across the state that have a vested interest in Mississippi succeeding. And if you think about who is our members, when you look inside at our list of sponsors, and you'll see where we really do have a broad base across all business sectors of support that really helps MEC focus on how do we go about having a really true voice for business at the Capitol, and then what are the things that we need to be focusing our attention on from a research perspective to give us that fact-driven data that's going to say, hey, here's the situation, here's a solution to make it better, or here's a solution to really begin to capitalize on the advantages that we have across Mississippi.
Well, as we gear up to the legislative session really getting going in earnest, I mean, what is the business community's major focus this legislative session?
Well, I think there's always a couple of things that we're gonna focus on. One is making sure we got a strong business climate. One of the key issues that we're going to be dealing with is there was a regulation change at DOR concerning remote software and remote software services, that we feel like we need to address that and make us competitive. Workforce will continue to be probably the top priority for us. Making sure we're continuing to fund career coaches is going to be a big push for us, because we think this is where we have an opportunity to make students across the state, particularly at the high school level, understand there are many career paths, many career opportunities right here in the state of Mississippi that are really good paying careers that will provide you a future at home.
Well, that's great. Good luck today, Scott. I know this is a massive day for you and your team, and appreciate you taking a few minutes to be with us here. This has been Scott Waller, the president and CEO of the Mississippi Economic Council, as we broadcast live from MEC's Capital Day. This is Lucien Smith in for Paul Gallo here on the Gallo Radio Show on SuperTalk.